All right, next up is a fun guy. I can't wait for you all to meet if you don't already know him. His name is Dan Freund. Dan is a professional brand storyteller and a geek for all things video and social on the web. His words, not mine. Inspired by extended travel abroad following his graduation from UNH, he graduated with a BA in economics. And Dan set out to learn about this internet thing, he put in quotes. That decision has led to a career serving industries from publishing to private equity and high finance. Now he finally gets to do what he's always dreamt about doing, especially during that first summer abroad. As a video content strategist and coach, Dan helps individuals and organizations build top-of-mind awareness by creating social content for the web, using the tools and resources already available to them. But I'm sure he'll tell you a lot more. Warm hand, please, for Dan.
That's right, I am a content creator, and I'm going to just jump right into it. I started off back in 2000, graduated from UNH, and back then that's when the dot-com bubble was bursting. And everyone was telling me, well, that internet thing probably isn't going to last, so don't get involved in that. And looking back, that summer that I spent abroad, I was having all these incredible experiences. And to think that if I had tools like this while I was there, I can't even imagine where I would be now because of the amount of power that I have in my pocket for creating content, for capturing moments that allow me to share my experiences with people in ways that transcend cultural barriers, national barriers, and allow me to build connections with people that I find meaningful. So, how many of you have heard the term content is king? Yes. A few of you. It's wrong. Because without context, content is meaningless. Your viewers don't understand why they should care about what you're sharing with them. So context is really king. So content is really more like a good-looking prince. Otherwise, why would you care about some guy like me who is setting a couple of granite blocks? I work with clients on kind of a streamlined basis. Over the years, I have gradually dropped off the amount of gear that I carry with me. As a video producer, I really like a streamlined process. I like what I can carry with me in my backpack. Back to those tools that I was using, GoPro over my shoulder allows me to put myself in the frame and share what I'm doing out in my professional day-to-day. So, how many of you remember this from last year? That big snowball fight? I'm looking forward to it again this year. So a few years ago, I had this idea for a social experiment, and I put a chalkboard sign in my bicycle basket, and I started riding around town with the word "hey" scrawled across the front of it. And every so often, someone would yell out, "Hey!" And so I wrote on the backside, I wrote, "cool." And whenever I heard someone say, "hey," I'd pull it out, I'd turn it around, and I'd show them the reverse, and I'd get exactly the response I wanted, which was, "Hey, cool." And so that got me thinking, well, life is really full of these "hey, cool" moments. It's these little brief moments that are unique to us. We don't necessarily have the opportunity to share them as completely as we would like with people. Even our most intimate partners don't always see the world exactly the way that we do. And so I started asking my friends, hey, send me clips from your travels. So my friend here in Japan sent me a clip from the bullet train. And some of you may know Brian Capobianchi. He's a musician, has been around here off and on over the years. This is something he sent me from Burning Man this year. And so this evolved. Someone said, hey, I like the way that you're using that hashtag, hey cool. So I started thinking, well, I can take ordinary moments from my friends' lives, I can live vicariously through their experiences, but I can wrap some context around that, share it with others, and draw more people in. Because how many of you have the ability to capture video in your pocket right now? Who, actually, put your hands down. Who does not have the ability to capture video? Only 2, 3, 4, 5, a few over here. So chances are you can throw a stick and hit somebody who has the ability to capture video. And so now it doesn't, the gear that you have isn't what the limitation is, it's our ability to tell a story. How do we take these ordinary tools and these ordinary situations and turn them into shareable moments that allow us to connect with others, to transcend those cultural barriers? And so this sequence is from just the other week. I was down in Connecticut with an old family friend who now runs a lifestyle magazine called Connecticut Country House. And she was a former executive with Ethan Allen, and people there had been telling her, hey, you really need to start using video. But it intimidated her because how do you start thinking about using video when your whole world is photography, or your whole world is executive decision making? You don't really have that mindset to think, well, I can tell a story using video. So I simplified it, and I involved her in the process, and I showed her how I could take something like a 20-second video clip or a 30-second situation where she's tying some things together, and we can create something out of it that tells a story about decorating for the holidays, a look behind the scenes for her upcoming holiday issue. So what I want to leave you with is video isn't intimidating. It is incredibly powerful, and it is empowering for the masses to be able to use this medium as a form of communication. And all you have to do is try. You can always delete it, just experiment.